Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another part of Let's Play Expeditions Viking. In the previous part, we progressed through some quests. I think it was... where is it? Here... the frail one. We talked to the priestess in the temple and we talked to quite a few people actually in Rybe. And among them was one guy who claims to know our father. This is this quest, the last drink, Ingimarr. And before I started recording, I checked the quest and decided to do this one. Though before we go to his home, I want to talk to one more guy that we skipped here, Skallagrim. Let's go to him. I'm not sure if he can give us a quest, but he can tell us some important things about where to get a crew for our expedition. Being the most powerful woman in Denmark, Ragnhildur has a second longhouse just for her herdmen. Warriors from all over the north come here to seek work and go train with her renowned Huskarls. You recognize Skallagrim from your father's funeral feast. The tall man is Ragnhildur's bannerman and lover, and he never leaves her side. He raises a hand in greeting. "Oh there, Akridon. I greatly enjoyed myself at your feast, especially the show you put on at the end. You fight well." Let's just go with the third option. Hello, Skallagrim. How goes it? I have no complaints. I'm teaching these runs how to fight with a spear from behind a friendly shield bearer. They are catching on. Tell me what brought you to Rybe today. I'm looking to hire crew for my ship. Skallagrim scratches his beard pensively. You've chosen a bad time to recruit. Mercenaries have no trouble finding low-risk work at the moment. What with the what? No trouble finding low-risk work at the moment. What with the trouble in the marsh? Okay, what trouble? People have been disappearing in those marshes for years, but it's gotten a lot worse lately. As many as a dozen disappearances over the past 2 months. Entire trade caravans simply vanish in there. The whole city is awash in the rumor of lantern men, man-eating witches, and other such nonsense. If your interest goes beyond idle curiosity, I suggest you ask Ragnhildur about it. She's been trying to find people willing to do something about it. So yeah, if we want people for our ship, or the crew for our ship, we need to first make sure that Rybe is safe and free up some men like that. So that's something we can that's something we can talk about here. This is the longhouse, the second longhouse, the more important one. But before we go there, why did I still have the frail one active? I wanted to activate this one. Now we want to find Ingimarr's house, and the game should lead us there. Where is it? Here. Okay, it's still in the explored area. Oh, barely. There's something around we could loot, maybe? No. Oh, there is something. Okay, let's just quickly loot these barrels. And now we enter. I hope that we are not too soon. He said something about this evening, but I guess that's just orientational time that we can come anytime we want. And the game automatically moves us to the whatever this is supposed to be. Like, I guess, celebration. Yeah, the quest is updated, so it works. Ingimar's home speaks of comfort and plenty, but with certain gaudiness. All the trophies and weapons stand side by side with the costly but useless decorations. A fire crackles merrily in the heart. Come on, why can't we continue? There we go. Before you is a table laden with wooden platters and fruits, cheeses, and sweetmeats. What? Ingimarr stands at one end, biting into an apple and chewing with great relish. His eyes light up as he sees you, and bits of apple fly from... Oh, fly, okay, as a verb, not as a noun. I was thinking, what are they talking about? Why is the game talking about flies? Bits of apple fly from his mouth as he speaks. Akron, there you are. The promise of meat and stories of Algar's deeds, how could I refuse? Or do I want to actually say that? That's a bit too friendly. But the other two options are a bit unfriendly. Okay, let's go with the first one. Ingimarr wipes his mouth on his sleeve and grins widely. Come then. You are my guest, and no guest of mine will be thirsty for long. Ingimarr picks up a pair of drinking horns and sets them on the hearth, beckoning you to join him. Your herdmen move to help themselves as number of thralls bring forth more food and drink. Rosqua settles next to you and places a tentative hand on your wrist, whispering, I wouldn't drink that if I were you. Her pale eyes implore you meaningfully from beneath the curtains of her dark hair. I smelled rhubarb leaf on my horn. This man is trying to poison us. Thank you, Rosqua. Ingimarr is pretending to be preoccupied with his meat, but you can tell he's trying to listen in. So there are options. Can drink. Just raise the horn. It doesn't say anything about drinking. Try to switch and rely on our finesse. Pretend to drink or throw it away. Let's just do nothing. Let's see how... If he gets nervous, if he just ignores the drink. From where do you know my father, Ingimarr? Ingimarr leans against Hart, his eyes growing distant as he gazes into the crackling flames. We were of the same herd back then, allied against ours. We were fucking strong, him and I, but those milksops in their place. He chuckles hoarsely in his beard. Yeah. How do you get an artsman dizzy? I don't know, how? You ask him to piss in the corn of a barrel. Ha ha ha. Well, let's try it. Let's try to switch the horn. And we succeeded. As Ingimarr glances away, you deftly exchange his drinking horn for yours and raise it in a salute. The old man none the wiser to your use. And let's drink. I hope he didn't poison all of it, including his own. The generous and giving host. He raises his horn and drinks deeply. After emptying it, he coughs harshly. And now we have a perception check. I succeeded again. Ingimar's trolls look strong and healthy, too much so in fact. As one of them leans in to refill your horn, you spot a glint of steel concealed beneath his rough-spun clothes. Now the question is, well, this is a trap, of course. Now the question is if we want to attack immediately or try to talk our way out of this, or just try to poison him and maybe when he dies they give up. How did you and Alfgar part ways? Maybe you can try to talk for as long as possible, see what happens since he drank the poison. Ingimarr stares into his horn, a shadow passing over his face. Your father set forth with his herd to sail west. I thought that was the end of him. Never heard that he had returned, not until news of his recent death. Okay, just keep listening. Well, our senses are kinda bad, but we succeeded anyway. The bitterness in Ingimar's voice drips with injured pride. You get the sense that he and your father didn't part on good terms. You didn't sail with him? He shakes his head and sighs heavily. I didn't. It was not my choice. Okay. You both drink again, and the poison induces another coughing fit in the Ingimarr. Excuse me. After he recovers, he sways slightly, eyes his cup suspiciously, and then finally understands what you've done. So here we go. Ingimar's visage is grim and he sets the horn aside. Your father wronged me, Akreon, insulted my honor. There we go. Anger and sorrow work his face into an ugly grimace. Then the bastard went and died. When you see him, tell him Ingimarr didn't forget his slide. And there's the fight. Yeah. This is what I don't like about this game. I talked about it a couple of times before, but again, here we can't prepare for this fight. We are in the middle, and where are their bowmen? Around us. Let's see, experienced hunter, warrior, berserker, combatant, defender, and here is a healer. Can we get rid of the healer? No. I can't reach the combatant. That might be a bit of a problem. Berserker and warrior. Let's see, how much damage can we do? I could probably kill this one. Move Ketil here. Together with attack from Nefia, it should be enough damage. So that would be the, what is it, Hunter dead. Then we have 4 people left. Akreon can kill, most likely, this Berserker. So that's 2 of them gone. Then, Idis has to stun the warrior. Or at least try it. That's 3. Then the question is what we're gonna do with the defender. That's Ingimarr himself. I need to move Gunnar there. And hope that he can stop these guys for long enough. And we have the problem with the combatant, that's a bowman who can shoot freely. But I think that's the best we can do. So let's start with Nefja. How much damage can Roscoe do? If I switch to a sling, no, she can't hit. Never mind. I'll just stick to the plan. And we can still get into cover, that is pretty important. I think this tile is good enough. I need to cover from the bowman. Now we need a stun here. That's a pretty important one. Cool. What's the chance to hit with a quick shot? 90. Can the Roscoe hit him? And she can do a lot of damage. Because I don't want to use ranging shot, so I'm gonna need it for this group. Though on the other hand, Kettle has his ranging shot, so maybe I can do this. Because this will give me 5 more percent chance to hit. Get it all the way to 95 with the quick shot. Good. Now, Gunnar. For some reason, I don't believe that we can stun him. With the shield, and because he's skilled, I think he'll just deflect the hit. But I'm gonna try anyway. Yeah. This is an interesting move. It should be cover from the combatant. And we'll stop the healer from trying something stupid like move here, drawing a bow and hitting Acredon. And the last one. Can try to hit this guy. What else do we have? I don't want to use the puffball, but I actually might. If I use it here, then it will be impossible for the combatant to shoot, but then it will be possible for me to shoot back. No. Let's try. There are options. I think I'll just do demoralize and stay here because we have cover. Well, one ranging shots changes everything, but I think this is the best we could have done, or at least close the best. might be something or like better first turn, but don't think that it would be that much better.
Where are the Valkyries?
You have a pike, but you don't know how to use it. Okay. That's fine. So our chance to hit here, 80%. I think we'll have to slow down everything. Maybe not. Can we kill this guy? Let's start with Idis. I want to see if we can stun the warrior again. Yep. Because now it's 90%. You need at least 3 hits for this. With the quick shot there'll be 60%. No, that's not good enough. Maybe if we are missing a few points in the end, the fire should do the trick. So that's 1. I don't think this is enough damage. It's still 80 hit points, no, there's no way that we can do enough damage. I'll try cripple.
Did you see that hit?
And move here, we're gonna attack the warrior on the next turn, so let's prepare for that. And here we can keep tanking the hits for a while, because with the spear, this one is not doing that much damage. So let's just attack. This will probably keep the healer busy. I just hope that he doesn't heal Ingimarr. And as for our healer, I'll just try to do more damage. Okay. Next. Ah, come on. Wow, it was only 50 points. Another stun? That's, would be my guess. No, nothing, because of the cripple. Never mind. Now, because they didn't activate Demoralize, we should have a pretty good chance to hit now. One, 2. Do we have a charge available? Nope. I'll just move closer and do some damage. Now Nefia, oh, she can attack through the pillar. We should have enough damage. maybe we can even finish it on this turn. It's actually very likely that we finish the fight on this turn. Good. That was pretty smooth. I don't like when I'm starting combat in or inside buildings where there's not enough room for maneuvering. It's very hard to do it so that you don't lose someone, because usually archers get exposed to melee attacks and you can't get to their archers fast enough, but somehow we managed to get through this without losses. Good. And did we finish the quest, or is there something else? Oh, it's over. Let's try to find some interesting stuff. Tool X. No. It's nothing interesting. Grease. What else? More interested in the corpses. Might have something interesting. Nothing so far. Probably if someone has something interesting, it's gonna be, how's the name, Ingimarr. But here you have a fur helmet. It's not much, but still, at least some resistance. Empty. 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 Come on. There has to be something. Maybe not. Let's try Ingimar's last valuables. And I hope that you have something. Mailbiter. Extra armor piercing, and the damage looks good. This sword that once belonged to the famous Viking Ingimarr, broad soul, is old but finely crafted and well maintained. It is said that the blade cuts through armor as if it were freshly churned butter. Cool. Who uses swords? A Slifer, I think? Yeah. 1623. It's pretty good against armor. That's about it. A little bit more damage. The crit chance is almost irrelevant. But it's a huge difference in the armor piercing. So there's an upgrade. And what about the helmet? Let's give the helmet to Gunnar. It's probably the most exposed melee that we have. Good. Anything else here? No. Let's get out of here. I think I will again take a while before the game loads since Rybe is so large, but I think the next step will be going to the Longhouse and talking to Tane, because we need to progress in the main quest so that we can get the crew for our ship. Come on. There we go. So the Longhouse is here. And it doesn't look like a Longhouse. This looks like a Longhouse. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to start the conversation, but well, it's too late for that. The guard on the right is like blonde and doesn't seem to really have eyebrows. Fucking freezing out here. The one on the left is a large man, round face and with doleful eyes, standing in the cold while they talk around the fire. Some job for fighting man. Boredom. Teeth chattering. They cease their bellyaching and look at you. Do Jarl, Ranhilder, and Skarls usually complain this much? Maybe if he was stood here in the cold all day, watching people come and go, no glory or even just a good fight to be had. Might be you're complaining too. Okay, let's just leave. I hope that we can talk to them again next time, but I'd like to make a cut here. I think this part is already long enough, and I want this whole series of dialogues with the Thane and with the guards for the next part. So, let's leave. Maybe... Well, we'll find out in the next part if we can talk to them again or not. But my guess would be not, because we can't see the names above them in yellow. That usually means that we can talk to someone. It should be... This is what I mean. But well, as I said, we'll see in the next episode. This one is over, so I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're gonna join me for the next one again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.